Thanks, Russ, for having me come in today. I appreciate the time that you've given me to be able to actually explain some of the things that we talked about last week. But I wanted to just get prepared and ready to show everybody just what we've got available for them in the back office. Like you went through last week, we have an amazing compensation plan. There's a lot of different ways to get paid in our comp plan. And today I want to spend some time just sharing with everybody some of the reports and some of the key tools that we've put together to really help our RAIN partners build and grow their own businesses. So everybody that's here today, appreciate you tuning in. I think this is going to be well worth your time. I'm going to spend a lot of time going through some of the more advanced tools and reports that we have in the system. And like Russ said last week, a lot of times we have conversations around here and ask ourselves if we've given people a little bit too much information, because we've covered pretty much all the bases that we can think of. There's obviously a few other things that we'd always like to improve on. We always want to get better, but for right now, I think we've got enough features and tools and reporting in the system and in the back office that really should help you guys build the way that you need to, and really capitalize on some of the other benefits of our compensation plan. So today, what I want to do, we're going to kind of change things up a little bit. I'm going to actually show you guys a demo account, but we're going to go through this live so you can see and watch me click through the different areas of the back office, and we'll be talking about some of the features and things that are there. The other thing I want to really hit home today is kind of sharing with you guys the way to strategically build your RAIN organization. I can't tell you how many times I've been on the road and I've been sitting down with distributors and even in group settings and find out that there's still a little bit of confusion on how the comp plan works, or even how to build an organization within the RAIN compensation plan, because there's some definite things that you need and want to do to be able to leverage your people and the structuring of those people to be able to maximize your payout. Russ explained a little bit about that last week, so if you missed that call, we do have it recorded, and you can actually get back and watch some of those things. But I'm going to just hit a little bit, like I said, a little bit deeper this morning. So I appreciate everybody tuning in, and let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and type in this demo login that I have here. So we'll go put this in here. And we'll say not now. Okay, so basically what I'm doing here is I'm logging into the back office just like you guys would. Just type in your user ID and password. And then the first thing that it's going to take us to is this dashboard. And Russ did an excellent job last week explaining some of the things that are on here. So again, make sure you follow up with that call, because I'm going to kind of skip over some of these things and dive, like I said, a little bit deeper today. So one thing that I want everybody to understand right out of the gate, and Russ did mention this last week, but we have two tree structures within the RAIN compensation plan, and it's extremely important that you understand that, because if you don't grasp that concept of the sponsor tree and the placement tree and what the differences are, it really, some of these bonuses just really won't make sense. So the one I want you to kind of to note, the one that everybody's probably most familiar with because of the left leg, right leg aspect of our compensation plan, and everybody knows that get paid 10% of the lesser leg, and that's this tree structure right here that you see. Everybody's pretty familiar with this type of tree structure, but what I want you to understand is this is, like I said, only a small part of our full comp plan. This you know, if you look at the bonuses and all of the different ways to get paid within the RAIN compensation plan, this is actually only one of those ways. Actually deals with this. I mean, you've got requirements all along the way in all the ranks to be able to you know, that utilize this tree with your left and right leg volume. But the reality is all of the other bonuses actually deal with this sponsorship tree, which is more of a view like this, where if you were to draw this maybe on a whiteboard, your personally sponsored person, yourself, would be right here, and then all of these people here are your personally sponsored people. And again, this is a test account, you can see, with all the testing information that's in here. But when you click on this expand arrow, see, all of these people would be your second level, so your people's people, right? And then you know that FOB is paid to you when you sponsor somebody, that first order bonus. And then the first order bonus match is paid to your people, or to you when your people enroll somebody. So there's two of the bonuses right there. Now, one thing that I want to explain to you guys, right now we're running a promotion in North America, and that's dealing with the RAIN partner team. So, and if you don't know what a RAIN partner team is, there's some information and things online that you can learn about that. There's some PowerPoints and things that have been put together and some recordings to kind of explain that. But basically, in a nutshell, what that is when you sign up 2 personally sponsored people that go out and get 2 personally sponsored people in a month, okay, you earn what we call a RAIN partner team. And how we pay your points so you can go on that cruise that we're talking about here for this promotion. It's a fall promotion. You can earn those points by enrolling or helping your 2 people enroll 2 people each, and then for every kit that they sign up with, okay, a portion of that CV, 20%, is going to count towards your promotion points for the cruise. So I want to show you this report, so when you go and you look at and you're trying to figure out, okay, how many points have I earned? Okay, you can come into this report, you can click on, you know, the sponsorship tree view, expand that out, and you can see the 2 people that you brought in, and you can also see their personal volume, which is the order, their first original order that they placed. Okay, so this is a place to kind of verify those points, make sure you understand what's going on. And then Russ last week talked about the other place where you can see how to build RAIN partner teams, and that's back here on your dashboard. When you click on the dashboard, down here in this corner here, you've got the RAIN partner teams. And then again, this is going to pull up this first little tab is everybody that you personally sponsored. And then down here, you'll notice that when you help one person get 2, that's part of a RAIN partner team, right? So you can click on that and you'll be able to see the volume that's going on. So Russ, again, touched base on that. So I just wanted to kind of recap that, because I know a lot of people are working hard on and wanting to get to that promotion. So I wanted to make sure that you guys are, you know, clear on where to go and see those types of things. Okay, so now I'm going to kind of get a little bit more advanced. So today, like I said, we want to dive in and show you guys some key strategies on how to build your business. So like Russ was mentioning last week, when you're building and you're out recruiting and bringing people into the business, okay, you want to build on your outside. So on your outside left and your outside right. This is actually a good example of what not to do, what we're looking at right here, okay? You would never really build here and here. I know, you know, a lot of people come from a compensation plan structure who've built like unilevel type businesses in the past, and they teach you to go wide, right? To just fill up everything as far wide as you can possibly go. Okay, well, in our compensation plan for this particular tree, okay, that doesn't make any sense. You don't want to do this until you hit you know, 100,000 volume on each leg, which then translates into $10,000 in commissions, okay, for your top top position if you have 3 business centers. Okay, so I just want to make sure that people do that, because, and the other reason why, and people are always asking me, okay, well, that, I get why you're telling me that, but why does that make sense? Well, think about all the people that you've got going down your left team, and think about all the people going down your right team. Okay, our objective here is to help people make money, right? The only time that somebody in Rain's compensation plan, and I love this about our comp plan, is you really can't make any money until your people make money. Okay, so by building 4 legs right now without capping, without reaching that max team commission cap of $10,000 a week, okay, when you're building in here, you're not helping your people that are out here on your left outside leg or your left outside right leg. Okay, we want you to focus building on those outside teams until you maximize that payout. And again, the reason being is because when you do that, you're going to be helping a lot more people when you bring in someone new into the business. All right, so make sure that if you have people on the inside here, okay, and they're attached to your business center 2 and 3, give us a call here at the office, and we can move those people out of that scenario, and the reason why we can move them is because they're personally sponsored to you, okay, and attached to your business center. If it's anywhere else, obviously we can't move those types of people unless it's within that certain time frame allotted by our policies and procedures. Okay, so we want to, if you've got this scenario going on, I want everybody that's on this call, look at your organization and your tree structure and make sure that this isn't happening. Okay, unless, like I said, you've hit the 10,000 cap, which I know of a handful of people that have done that. So most of us that are listening today probably haven't quite gotten there yet. Okay, so understand that. Okay? The other thing again to note is, okay, so we're focusing today on really our team and helping our team members make more money. Okay, so strategically building to help our people, our downlines grow and make money. Okay, so what I want to do now is, okay, now that we understand where to put people, we know where to place them. Okay, when somebody enrolls, okay, automatically, when I personally sponsor somebody, they're automatically stuck to my first level. Okay, so you notice here, every time I do a test enrollment, okay, they're all just going on my first level. Okay, I mean, you can see I've done a lot of test enrollments through the last little while. Okay, but when somebody else enrolls, notice again they're on their first level. Okay, so this is kind of more, again, back to the, those that understand the unilevel compensation plan structure. Okay, this is what we're talking about, where now you go wide. Okay, and we want you to just understand that we're a binary hybrid, and that the hybrid comes from these two tree structures. So when someone says, well, what's a hybrid? I don't understand. That's all you have to really explain is, look, we've got the best components of a unilevel compensation plan, and then we've got over here on our binary placement tree, okay, we've got the best of this world to kind of create that urgency, right? Because everybody builds down. So, if you wait a few days, 2 or 3 people could have been yours had you joined a little bit earlier. Because again, everybody's putting people in this particular tree underneath those that are already in place. So understand that. So I think we've kind of driven that concept home. Again, last week Russ talked about some of the organization views and some of those reports and some of the other things that you can see there. But today I want to dive more over in now to this right here. This is something that our company has that really I don't think anybody else that I've seen to date has anything remotely close to this, and so I'm excited about it. I think as you guys understand the power behind this tool here, that you'll actually, if you utilize it the right way, you'll see a lot more success in your business instantly. And the reason why is because are some of the reasons that I'm going to show you right now. So to utilize this report, and basically to give you a background of what it is, Russ mentioned last week on, if you want to build your own rank, we have a report underneath the commissions tab, and it's also available on the dashboard. But there's this little rank report, right? And I'm sure everybody's that's logged into the back office has seen this, and it's a great tool. But basically what this is right here, this is a report that will show you yourself on what you need to do to hit the next rank. So in this demo account right now, right, then in order for this to hit the next rank, you've got a little bit of volume that you're missing. Okay. Let's say my goal though isn't to hit senior manager. I want to hit bronze so I can benefit in the generation match. Okay, so by clicking on that bronze, you notice that this rank changed, right? So now I can see the qualifications that I need to do to hit bronze. Okay, but that's great for you, right? I mean, this is great for you. This will help you kind of gauge where you're at and how you're moving forward, and what you need to do to get to that next rank. Okay, but again, like we just talked about, this comp plan isn't really about you. It's about your people, right? We want to help your people rank advance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on organization, and then I'm going to click on organization rank, because I want to help my people go out and become leaders. I want them to get paid so I can get paid generation match, right? So I've got to help my people, at least no matter what, get to manager level, right? That's what we've got to do. For them to make commissions, they need to get to manager level. When I help people do that, okay, I'm going to actually benefit as well. So what I did is I clicked on, like I said, organization rank. The report that it defaults to is this sponsor tree rank advancement. Okay, and again, this is probably my favorite report of our whole entire system. And like I said, I'm not sure a lot of people actually utilize it the way that they should. So that's why I want to spend some time today. So click on the commission period that you want to look at, right? So you're going to click on today. We're running, the 13th right now through the 19th. And I want to go look and see all of my people. Again, these are the people in my sponsorship tree. And if you remember, why are we only showing people in the sponsorship tree, and why aren't we showing people in the placement tree? Well, when you people in your placement tree, you're going to get paid on them anyway, right? Because they're in your placement tree. You're accumulating points on your left and your right, and those points bank, right? But what doesn't bank are week to week. By you helping your people and their people's people and those people's people hit manager, okay, and earn a bonus check, that's how you're going to increase your generation match and your generation matching bonus pay. And so what I would do, and again, I tell people this every time I get out on the road, this is what I would do to ensure that I myself can make, utilize, number one, my time correctly, because I know that all of us only have so much time in the day to go focus on building rain, right? Even if you're full time, okay, there's certain times where you can go and really focus and build your organization. Okay, so what we want to do from a corporate standpoint and from really a business standpoint, even as distributors, is we want to utilize those windows and those time slots that we have in the most efficacious way possible. Okay, and so here at Rain, this is, again, the purpose of this whole report is I want you to be able to focus on the things that matter most. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to click on this person here. So you see that this test name is Turn and Burn. I can tell that he's off auto ship right now. Okay, his personal volume showing 300. So I know he's got an order in, right? But one of the things that I could maybe give this guy a call on is have him get his auto ship back on. And why? Because number one, you're going to save money in product, right? We all know that we get a little bit of a discount when we order Soul, specifically on auto ship. There's a $5 discount. Okay, but I also want, not just for myself, but for him, I want to make sure that he's going to be qualified so his points don't flush, right? And the only way that can happen is if he's on auto ship. Okay, every single week I have people calling me around the world telling me, oh, you know what, I forgot to place my order, right? I forgot to get my order, my points flushed. Can you help me out, right? Okay, and we're willing to do that for, kind of a 1 or 2 times. If you forget and you mess up, that's okay. We're not going to rake you over the coals on that. But the reality is, though, if you keep doing that, your points will flush and you will lose all of the hard work that you went through just because you didn't place a simple order. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've seen people's points flush that are in the seven digit points, okay, and they flushed. And a simple thing like just having their auto ship turned on could have avoided that situation. And like I said, I don't want anybody that's on this call should never have that happen to them. Now that you've heard the importance of staying on auto ship, okay, we make sure you and your people stay on auto ship to protect from that. Okay, so I can tell, again, just going across this lifetime highest rank, this is an important feature because what it does when I'm looking at Turn and Burns as an example, I can instantly tell, okay, what he's done in the past and how far he's gotten in his rank advancement. Okay, most of you guys are going to have people that are, bronze, senior manager, and manager as their lifetime highest rank, and some people listening to this have platinums. I know there's a handful of you guys out there that have silvers and platinums and golds in your group. Okay, and you'll see that in their lifetime highest rank, which again tells you instantly at some point they were able to do this much volume, this much work, get this many people to manager in their, and create that many manager legs. Okay, so if you happen to come to that and you see that maybe this would be gold, and then their current rank is showing up as maybe bronze. Okay, what you would do is you would click on that, and then now you can actually see their rank advancement report. Okay, so instantly what you need to help them with when you call them on the phone, or if you have a meeting with them, exactly where you need to spend your time. Okay, most of the time when you do this, people are going to be a lot closer because they've got lesser leg volume going on. They've sponsored they've probably got somebody that's active on one of their sides, and they're missing maybe a little personal volume or something like that. And they would have rank advanced. I've been out on the road a few times over in Asia, and like I said, I spend a lot of time over there helping build those markets. But one particular meeting, I was meeting with a gentleman, and we were looking through his system, and I clicked on this report, and I was showing him this organization rank report, and I went to the top person that he had. And it just so happened that person had hit diamond before, right? So they've done 25,000 in group volume, and they've done, they've had 7 manager legs and so on and so forth. So I knew, that there's some definite potential there. And then I looked at, if we kind of jump back over to this, I looked at their current rank of the person. So like I said, lifetime rank for this particular person that we were talking about was diamond. The current rank was showing up as gold. Okay, so I knew this was going to be a good one to look at, so I clicked on it, and we looked at it, and what he was missing. Okay, he was missing a manager leg. Okay, because he only had, like I said, with gold, right? You've got to have 3 manager legs. Okay, he had plenty. This person had plenty of volume. Had plenty of group volume. He had, he had his lesser leg requirements. He had everything met. But the only thing he was missing was 1 more manager leg. Okay, and so that's the next thing I want to talk about today is that. Okay, so this guy's missing a manager leg, and so we clicked on a couple more things, and I instantly realized that by creating 2 more manager legs, this guy's going to hit. He would have been able to hit Pearl. Okay, and if anybody again knows the compensation plan, if you help somebody hit Pearl, they're going to get, if he was gold, well, now he's picking up 2 more generations of pay, right? So now he's got a total of 5 generations of generation matching payout, right? But not only that, he's picking up instantly another $200 from the lifestyle bonus. Okay, and literally, so we start looking at this, and so I show the guy. I said, okay, well, let's go look at his particular account. So I actually have the ability to kind of jump in and look at his account. So what in this scenario, what I would have done is I would have got on the phone with this gentleman that was diamond in the past, currently ranking as gold. I would have clicked on his report and I would have brought him here and I said, look, you're a manager leg or two short, from hitting pearl, which means, now you can quantify it for people. That means generations of pay. Well, how much in this particular instance would that mean? It's probably $100 to $200 easy, maybe even more. Okay. Plus, he would have picked up lifestyle bonus. So I could tell him on the phone, hey, I'm just throwing a name out there, John. If you do this type of activity, okay, you're going to pick up an extra $400. Okay, now who's not going to listen to that? Okay, and then we go in and we start digging into it, and really, for him to get to that where he's making an extra $400, he only needed to have 2 people each enroll with one or place an order with 1 box, because they were missing a little bit of they were missing their personal volume. They'd forgotten to place their order. They just needed to do that. They would have been manager qualified, which would have given him an extra couple manager legs, and so on and so forth. So by simply just following this tool, okay, it's going to show you exactly what you need to do to help people, okay? And then, like I said, in that particular instance, we were able to make 1 phone call and make this particular gentleman $400, okay, which we know then by doing that, this other guy that I'm working with, okay, he's going to earn additional money from helping his friend, the guy that he personally sponsored, make more money. Okay, so that's again how the comp plan works. Okay, so let's say now, for instance, let's say this turn and burn guy, or let's say for instance, I'm going to go back over to, let's jump back over to my personal rank here, because this is something that you can do not only for yourself, but you can help your people with this if you know how it works. Okay, so I'm going to click on rank here, and let's say my goal is again to get to bronze. Okay, so I know, and Russ talked about this last week, what a manager leg is, but I know one of the requirements is building a manager team, right? So in order to be bronze, we've got to have somebody that we've personally sponsored, okay, stemming from them. It doesn't have to be them, but stemming from them, and somebody has to be manager. Now, how do you look at that? Well, you can do it one of 2. This is probably the easiest place for anybody to go to see where their current managers are. So what you're going to do is click on organization. Okay, then you're going to jump over to this report right here that's called organization rank. Again, we're going to go back there, and then right over here you're going to see current manager teams. Okay, and what this is in the current week that we're at, this will show you how many manager teams you have. Okay, so this guy who we know right now is working on senior manager, right? If this was my account, I would be senior. I'm trying to qualify as senior manager. Okay, so if I'm trying to hit bronze, I know I need at least 1 manager team. But now, how do I know how to create a manager team? What do I need to do that? That's where we've got this manager builder. Okay, and this is again one of those reports that no other companies have that simplify it like this. And if you forget how this report works or what it is, notice this little note here. It says this is the list of people that are closest to achieving manager in the teams that do not currently have a manager team. Okay, it's sorted by the people that are closest to achieving the rank. Okay, so I'm going to kind of break this down a little bit for you and what this actually really is talking about. Okay, so I'm going to click over here on sponsorship tree view to explain this. Okay, so here's all my personally sponsored people. Okay, and these are basically every single one of these are a potential manager leg or manager team. Okay, and a manager team, like we said, is when one of these people, or let's expand Rain Demo here, or one of his people, okay, somebody from in here would have to turn manager, then that would count as a manager team. Okay, so what this report's talking about now, if I'm going to jump back over here, what this report's talking about is stemming from, again, all of those original blue dots that we were just looking at, stemming from them, okay, all the way down through, okay, who is the closest person to hitting manager, okay? So it's going to default to the top one, and we use this one to send out some things, but I'm going to click on this one right here, this 178155, okay? So this is the closest person in this demo account that's actually closest to hitting manager. Okay, so I know instantly what I've got working with. If I need to create a manager leg, this is the person that it's got the least amount of work to do. Okay, this one looks like it's pretty far away just because, again, this is a demo account. But I promise you, if you guys go into this report right now, click on Manager Builder, you're going to find that a lot of your people will have all of the requirements met. They'll maybe be missing one person that's active on the left, or maybe one on the right, or they may be 50 points away from that lesser leg volume requirement, and all of these others are already met. Okay, so this is like the key to building your business. If, again, going back to what we were talking about, if I'm going to spend time, okay, talking and trying to build my business and help my existing organization, which, right, that's what this is all about. This is the best place to go to make the best utilization of your time. And the reason why is because, again, it's going to show you exactly what you need to do to work, and where you and your person, where they need to focus their time, right? Right now, my time needs to be focused on building this person's lesser leg. I've got to go help them find somebody on their left and their right. Okay, they've got plenty of personal volume. They're doing the right activity. They're following the plan. They're staying active so their points don't flush. So I can congratulate them on that. And then let's get to work. We'll focus on exactly what we need to do. I'll help this person become a manager, right? I'm going to get them commission qualified. They're going to earn money. And then by just default of me helping them, I'm going to make a little bit of extra money too, because I'm going to hit bronze. You're going to get into an additional you'll get Gen Match, right? What's going to unlock hopefully a lot of extra money for yourself, and then you're going to actually get another share you'll get an extra share in that bonus pool. So instead of having 2 shares of the Leadership Builder pool, you would actually get 3. So again, guys, there's a lot of key things in this section, and I could probably spend another hour just talking about how to utilize this piece of information, because it really is kind of the power behind building a solid organization in Rain International. We want to make sure that when we bring in a new person, okay, when we sponsor a new person, that we take care of them, that us as leaders and mentors for these new people that are coming in, right, who are learning the business, okay, we need to get them up to speed and show them how to work with their new prospects. Okay, it's up to us when we bring these new people in to make sure that they understand how to get into the back office, how to log in, okay, how to add their bank account information in under the My Account tab, right? Okay, and where to do that, and make sure that they understand the difference between what a pay card is in the United States versus direct deposit, right? Direct deposit is you get paid when direct to your bank account, and if you want us to send you a pay card and do it that way, you can do that too. We just need to make sure that our people, when they come in, they understand these things. I'm kind of wrapping up a little bit, but I know we're getting up on time. But I was in Oklahoma City about 2.5 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago now, and met up with a gentleman, had lunch with him, and this guy was really, really extremely excited about building the business. That first week that he was in, he got out there and sponsored a few people. Really had a positive experience with Soul. Was extremely fired up. Okay, and this is about 6 months ago when this gentleman joined us. Okay, and so I wanted to kind of, every time I go anywhere, I want to try to meet some of our Rain partners. So I we called him up, we had lunch, I sat down with him and I said, hey, how's it going? And he's like, yeah, I really love the product. It's doing awesome. I use it every week. He said, but I'm a little frustrated that I signed up all these people. I don't understand why I didn't get paid. Right? He's like, I don't understand why I didn't make any money. He's like, he goes, I guess I just don't understand your compensation plan. Well, so I happened to have my phone on me. So I logged into the back office, looked at his account, and sure enough, the guy had not only he'd been working, he actually made $250. Okay. But I knew instantly what had happened because I went in and was looking at his transactions that are going on, right? If you guys don't know this, but over here, if you have somebody that's frustrated with their commissions and hasn't been paid, click on transactions and it'll show their balances, and this shows the ins and the outs of their account. So I knew instantly, because this guy happened to have a $250 positive balance. Okay, I knew that there was an issue, right? I knew that he actually didn't have his bank account information set up properly. And so I got into his account, we looked at it, and sure enough, when I clicked on here, I clicked on his commission payment, and he was actually defaulted to direct deposit. He had nothing in here, which means, I'm the one that's paying commissions. If he doesn't put his bank account information in, I can't pay him because I don't know where to send the money, right? So it makes sense. So I told him, I said, hey, put your bank account information in and we'll get you paid. We'll get that $250 to you. It completely changed the guy. The next week he called me, he's now working again. He's out motivated again, simply because now the comp plan and everything that we were teaching him has come to life. And it's simply that he just didn't understand what he needed to do. And that's where, again, us as leaders, and why we have these training calls, is we need to be educated on our business. We need to be educated on the key important things on how to help our people, right? This is a business where we help people get healthy. We help them make money. But in order to do that, we ourselves have to understand what's going on in the system. So again, guys, hopefully this has been a little bit of a benefit to you. I appreciate you guys taking the time out to join us on these Saturday calls. They're extremely important. Again, this is where we learn the how and the what, and it's just one of those stepping stones that we all need to follow and walk through to be able to create solid foundation, solid organizations that will be able to kind of carry this company and your guys' businesses into the future. We want everybody to be making money and being able to one day, retire and be able to sit on the beach and enjoy the fruits of your labor. And you do that by, again, working smart. Work smart. Use this organization rank report that we just went over today. Use it. Understand how it works. Before you call your people and even invite them to an event, tell them look at this real quick for them. Glance at this. Tell them, hey, you're one manager away from being able to rank advance, or you're one person away on your left side to earning team commissions. And then when you invite them to those meetings, now there's a purpose, right? Because now you all have, what needs to happen. There's kind of, again, a method to the madness. You're on a mission to do specific activity. And when you can be specific, you can reach your goals. There's nothing worse than trying to hit a goal that's like so broad that it's impossible to hit. I mean, if you don't know exactly what to do, how are you ever going to hit that? So again, utilize this, right? Click on the ranks for that person, drive that home, make sure you understand how to help your prospect and your personally sponsored people. Help them make some money. And again, I promise you guys will all have success by helping others. That's how our comp plan's structured. We specifically made it that way because we want to make sure that everybody benefits as this company grows and goes forward. So again, thanks for joining in. Thanks for taking the time to be here today. Russ, I appreciate you allowing me to get on today and be able to share some insight on the back office, and we'll hopefully be able to do some more of these types of things down the road. So again, guys, let's get out there. Let's have an awesome an awesome Saturday. Let's make sure that you guys check these reports. Let's make sure we help some people rank advance this week. You know, we got a couple more days left, and this week closes, so we got to get after it now. So let's get out there. Let's make it rain. Let's get it done. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the market and spending some more time with you building an awesome rain organization. Have a great day.